Hi, Ralph.
Hello.
Hi. Looking back at the Wolves game, what positives can you take out of that?
Yeah, I think it was 60 minutes a good game from our side. We had maybe the bigger chances, but after the goal, last 30 minutes, we couldn't manage to create again chances and turn tables around. I think a few we had, but not enough against a good defending team. Very disappointing result for us. A setback a little bit after the 4 very good games we played, and yeah, we have to turn things around. Especially our goal scoring stats are not the highest in the moment, so we have to work on this.
People will look at the lack of goals, but sometimes the bigger concern is not creating any chances. At least the chances are there for you.
Yeah, this is right. Don't know what hurts more, when you have the chances but don't score, or you don't create chances. For me as a manager, sometimes it's better to see that we have chances, but in the end, there are some things missing, especially our filling up the box is not always good enough with players and the high risk defense you need. I don't think that we will get that many chances against Chelsea in the weekend. Completely different game against a strong side. But yeah, this is what we have analyzed after the game, well knowing that on this weekend we have to have different things to deliver, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously it's a difficult game, but is it a good time to play Chelsea? They've lost 2 games in a row. Doesn't happen very often to them under Thomas Tuchel. Anything you saw in those matches that you can prey on?
Yeah, I think for them it's a very important game now, and they've lost twice. I think they're unusual to have this situation. And for us, it's again a game against one of the top 6 teams in the league. Champions League winner, a little bit under pressure after 2 times not winning. Yeah, and we go there like every year with a lot of respect, but also believing in what we are doing. And this is how we want to create another positive result in this grounds.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, we'll go to Gary at Sky.
Hello, Ralph. I'd like to apologise to you and Jordan. I lost my Zoom link. I was in a panic there.
We had nearly the same problem.
Yeah, Jonathan's just sent me a new one. So apologies. I'm not sure. Did you cover injury updates?
No, so far we didn't speak about it. It's Jack Stevens who is still out. And the rest is not so big, the issues. 1-2 players a little bit struggling, but yesterday we had everybody on the pitch. Of Jack only was not here. So I must say that I have a lot of alternatives in the moment.
Obviously, Stuart Armstrong has been called up by Scotland, but hasn't played a second for you. Is that all in liaison with the club? Have you got any concerns about that?
He was last time also injured and get called up from Scotland. The good thing is, since this week he's training with the team. This is a good thing. We will have a look how he is, if he's part of the squad on the weekend, and then we can decide what we want to do with him. He was 42 days out now, I think, so a long time. I think it's not the best immediately to step to the international team. But I think they have 2 important games, and you see how important he is as a player for them. And so we must decide what we want to do.
And Armando, obviously, just to confirm, he can't be selected for this game.
Who?
Armando.
No, that's a pity. We have 2 games against them, one in the cup and one in the league. I think for both he's not allowed to play, and this is a pity.
Yeah. Since you enjoy going to Stamford Bridge with Southampton, you've never lost there, 1-1 and drawn 1.
Draw 2 and 1-1.
Sorry.
No, exactly, but yeah, there are not so many grounds out there where we never lost a game, so this is one of this. And we always felt good there and had very good games. To be honest, most of the time, there was the best away game in the season where we played. But I think. You don't have to speak about the quality of the opponent. You don't think about that they underestimate you or that they are tired after the Wednesday game. They will do everything to win this game because they have to. And we need a similar performance like against Man City. We have shown that we can be competitive against these big teams. And this is the thing we could work on the whole week now. And hopefully we find the right mixture, the right shape for the weekend.
Good friends with Thomas Tuchel, I hear, even watching a Ryder Cup with him, 2018, I think, a better result for Europe. But can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was. I had time. He was in Paris, manager, so he had also time to come there. And we know from Germany for sure. And his assistant coach was my assistant coach in Leipzig. I know Scholl very good. That makes the game special, sure, for me, also for them, maybe. But yeah, they know what they have to do. They know how good they are. And for us, it is important that we are not scared. We have to go there with everything we showed against Man City away, and then try to make another surprise.
How do you put that kind of close friendship to one side, in the hours and minutes building up to kick off in a big game like this? Do you ignore each other, or do you talk to each other? How does it work?
No, we have no close contact here. Also with Scholl, I have not close contact. Sometimes you write and congratulate them for a big win or something like that, but that's it. It's everybody does his job. We have so many things to manage every day. So that's not a lot of time for staying connected to the other managers or to managers you have worked with in the past. So it's a pity. This is something that should be a little bit more, I think, but we don't have the time to do it. So it's very often left to the wives. They stay in contact with the social media and tell you then what they're posting or something like that. I don't have time to look at this.
You've done well against the big teams so far this season, draws with City and United.
That was it, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We haven't won so far this season, so but it's always a chance there. I mean, we had against Man City the moment with the penalty where you normally are on the winning track afterwards, and we didn't get it. So you need a perfect game. I speak very often about it. Also, a referee who gives in such a moment the penalty in what he could do against Man City, what everybody said after the game. But we are more concentrating on our performance and our way we want to play. I know that it would be tactically again a super demanding game for us, but we have some. There's no coincidence that we took a point against them at home last season. One of the few teams they could take a point at home. So no, it's an interesting game for a manager always, and against Chelsea to play is always something special.
And just finally from me, and again apologies for being late. Tino has come here, has done really well for you. Obviously, he's going back to Stamford Bridge. What do you say to him before a game like this? Do you say to him, come on, you can really show this lot what they're missing? Do you use any extra kind of motivation, or will that all be there with him anyway, do you think?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of remembering him where he's coming from. It's automatically there. I mean, it's better to bring him in a balanced emotional level. I think that helps you definitely more to compete on a higher level, I think. And this is more the goal you have as a manager, because it doesn't help, I think, massively when you put some extra pressure on him. I think he enjoys to play there. He knows a lot of players there for sure, and everybody think and it's good that he can play, that we sign him permanently, because otherwise we would have some same problem. So I'm happy to have him here permanently. Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, Adam Blackmore.
Ralph, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Sorry I missed you on Sunday, but I think it was probably, if I'm going to miss one game, that might not been a bad one to miss.
Are you sitting so low or so small?
Yeah, I've been in the washing machine. It's just the studio setup, Ralph. I'll get myself a bit bigger there, right? Okay. We mentioned Stuart earlier. I did want to ask you: does the we talked about getting the balance right between attack and defence in previous weeks and trying to stop shipping goals but create a threat. Does the last few weeks show maybe how much you've missed him, Stuart, with his guile and his clever runs and he's late arriving in the box? Have you missed that?
Well, I think it's always good when you have everybody on board and can select what qualities you need. I think Stu had a tough preseason, and then with the injury that took much longer than we all expected. A big setback for him personally also. It's always like in football, when you are not part of the sessions, cannot develop yourself, then it's tough to come back. And I think it's important now for him that he sees that he has to work hard to come back in the team. Yes, I know that he can score goals. Yes, I know that on the 10 position, he is a player that was important for us in the past. And on this level, he has to come back. And I think there's a lot of work to do for him, I think. And hopefully he sees this and he invests everything that he comes back to the level he has been.
When we talked last week, we talked about the encouraging start, but the importance of trying to get the 3 points over the line against Wolves. It didn't happen, and now it's Chelsea and then the break. So how much has last Sunday added to the overall pressure on the team and you, whatever, to get that first win? I mean, how much of a setback was it?
Yeah, a big setback for sure, because the chance was there to win the game, and I think we have been also definitely the more active team. I think we had 18 shots on goal, 6 on target, and they had 5, and we lose this game at home. It's absolutely, a disaster for us because the 3 points would definitely help us. But the league is very long. We had, I think, a tough schedule in the beginning, definitely with a lot of very good teams. But yes, we know that we need to take the first win, and this is what we are looking in every game, and we have shown this, that we can do this in Chelsea, and there's always a chance to do it.
Just finally on Chelsea, I mean, obviously the big difference for them this season is the addition of Lukaku up front. He's a beast to handle. You've got your own beast in Mohamed Salisu possibly as well, but how much of a challenge is that for your 2 centre halves, particularly, to handle Lukaku? How much does that concern you?
Yeah, I think it's not only about being a beast against him. You also need to be clever, because we have seen yesterday a very good example of how you can play against him, and even there, it's not possible to put him out of the game for 90 minutes. So he will get a chance for 2 or whatever, but he must be there, and he doesn't need a lot of chances for scoring. And yes, sure, this is the player Chelsea was missing in the past, and makes them definitely stronger. And when you want to be successful there, you need to have everything in your game. A deep defending part, what is very good. A high pressing part, what is very good. With the ball, good solutions and a quick transition. And even there, it's tough to create chances against this team.
Thank you, Ralph. Good luck Saturday.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, we'll move on to the section embargo for 10:30 this evening, and we will start with Dan Sheldon at The Athletic.
Thank you, Jordan. Good afternoon, Ralph.
Good afternoon.
You've already mentioned the 2 draws against Chelsea last season and the 2 draws against the 2 bigger teams this season. What is it about playing against bigger teams that seems to get you possibly more motivated, your players more motivated? There must be a reason behind it, or not at all?
Well, not more motivated. I cannot say that we haven't been motivated last Saturday to win at home. So in general, it is helpful for our game when the opponent plays a little bit more football. Gives you a little bit more chances for ball wins. And I think in this part of the game we are, and this is not too high rated, I think we are one of the better teams in this league, especially with high ball wins. I think we have statistically one of the most in the Premier League in the opposite half, because we want to play active and press good. And this is what the team has learned very well, I think. And that makes us sometimes a little bit dangerous for the big teams, I think.
And you are winless, and there's a chance you may still be winners going into the break. When you looked at the fixtures at the start of the season and you saw the run, did you envisage that you could be winless going into the break? Do you think 4 points is better than what people would expect, given you've picked up points against United and City? Or how did you see it going into the international break when you looked at the fixtures and the run? And
I think there were chances to win much more games than we have on minimum one. I mean, when you see the chance we had against Newcastle and against City, the situation we also know, but those are not must wins. I mean, we have been in the lead against Man United and conceded the equaliser. The first game against Everton, we have been in the lead, and this was played a bad second half. It is a tough season. Like always, when we want to win games, we need to have done a very good job. I think we did it particularly in games very well. And yes, the crazy thing is with 1 point rule for a draw, you can lose 2 times, win 1 time. You have the same like playing 3 times a draw. So it's you don't really move forward with draws. This is the key. So what we need is definitely a win. And for this we will work. And after the international breaks are coming, maybe more fixtures with opponents in our zone. But it's also tough. We need to win games. Why not on this weekend?
And just one more, if I may. Are you kind of glass half full, glass half empty when you look at the start? Because you have picked up 4 points and you have played. When the next run of fixtures come, you won't be playing Chelsea, Man City, or Man United. Yes, you've got Liverpool, but 4 points, is that you were talking about golf last week? Are you below par? Are you 1 over, 2 over? Are you middle of the road? You par or?
If you outlived putts, I think. If you want to say it like this. A few good chances for a birdie, I think we missed. And finally, I think the average of conceding goals is something that definitely developed to the last season. We are a little bit more compact, defending better. On the other hand, the average of scoring goals is below what we had last season. So it ends up in not winning so far, and you need goals for scoring, for winning. So this is the goal for the future. And to be honest, I'm not scared, but we know that the goal for the win must be there, because you need this.
Thank you, Ralph. Have a safe trip to London.
Thank you.
Okay, Alfie at the Echo.
Good afternoon, Ralph. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Brilliant. I just wanted to ask about one of your younger lads who's coming back. Obviously, Will Smallbone's on his way back in training. The B team are in action in Premier League 2 tomorrow, and I think they're playing next week in the EFL Trophy as well. Are we going to see Will feature in either of those games, or?
Good question. In a moment, he makes a good impression, I think, for me in the sessions. Quite confident in what he's doing, and I wanted to use him against Sheffield, but it was a little bit too early. We must definitely give him some games. We'll have a look what we do with him now.
I'm sure you've spoken about it before, but the injury was obviously his second big injury of the season at the time. It came, I think it was his first game back after quite a bit of a recovery. As a sort of 20, 21-year-old young man, what kind of mental effect can that leave? Can that make you a bit more apprehensive, a bit more nervous when you come back?
No, I think in general it shows you that this big chance you have to be a Premier League footballer is sometimes hanging on a very thin line, I think. And this is for every player the risk you take when you are looking all over the planet, where there are players, a lot of talent, and then didn't make it because of an injury, a bad injury that can definitely cost you a career on the highest level. Or it can give you a big chance for developing your deficits you have, getting stronger with your body in general, work hard in the rehab to come back stronger. And this is also what I always say, every injured player is always a chance to turn things around, to work on a few things, and then you come back stronger. And this is what I hope he will.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ralph, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Tom Leach.
Good afternoon, Ralph. You okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Can I ask about Musa? He made his 50th Premier League appearance for you on Sunday. A player very much signed to the model that Southampton recruit on. How would you assess his first 50 appearances for you so far?
A lot of light, a lot of shadow, and a lot of injuries also. especially in the first 2 years. This season, he seems to be a little bit more robust. He's married now, so more serious life maybe. And then, absolutely positive character, always very, very funny to watch, gives you a good atmosphere in the team, really enjoys playing football. When you trust him 100%, I think then he also delivers some good performances. What he has to learn is that that the output is a little bit higher in points of scoring and assisting goals. This is, I think, something he has to learn. He shows his skills, that there are some really good, he's good 1-against-1. He has massive development made with his game against the ball. He's defensively one of my best 10s, to be honest. But the output in the offense with scoring goals, when I remember the Newcastle game where he has to score twice, this is something he has to improve, and then he can be a very important player in the future for us. Yeah.
Brilliant. Can I just ask about Tino Livramento as well? I know you've already touched on him when you were speaking to Sky about his first game back at Chelsea. You were in the academy at Graz, weren't you, in Austria? I presume you must have had a game where you went back there and played against them, or I'm sure you've had games in your career when you've played against your former clubs. What is that like the first time round? And could you even imagine what it's like when you're 18?
Yeah, sure. I had a lot of teams I have played against when I was leaving them. It's a special game, definitely. You want to show how good you have become and how good you have learned to compete in the Premier League. I think he had a very good start for us, and I think they knew that he's a good player. This shows the contract we accepted, and finally, I think important for him is that he is not over motivated, so really in a good level, and then he can be a threat, definitely.
Do you think he'll get a warm reception on Saturday, given that he left them?
I don't know, but I think he has spent a lot of time there, a long time, developed, I think, through a lot of youth teams, and finally, it's tough for the very talented young lads to make a step in a Champions League winner. I mean, this is nearly impossible. But he showed immediately when he was coming here how a good player he is for us, and hopefully he keeps on showing.
Brilliant, Ralph. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thanks a lot.